Okay, this series of videos regarding relationship between the signs center not so much on the qualities of each sign. Say Virgo are fastidious and ordered and Gemini are messy so they cannot get along together. No, if you want to check what the characteristic of a sign is and how they get with another sign, you can do it all over the internet. It's full of such articles, of such videos, whatever. I want to give you a different, more let's say professional approach to astrology, how the signs connect, how each sign affect another one according to their geometrical position towards each other. And in order for you to find out this more specific astrological technique for seeing how the signs connect to each other and how they affect each other, I would advise you to compare your sun sign to another person's sun sign, but particularly to compare your ascendant sign to another person's sun sign. And in order for you to know what your ascendant sign is, which has a very strong relationship towards other people, the ascendant sign is how we relate to others. That's why it's very important to check how your ascendant sign relates to the other person's sun and how another person's ascendant sign relates to your sun, or to other people's sun. And in order for you to know your ascendant sign, you need to know your time of birth. And you can find out your ascendant sign by going to my birth chart calculator at astrolada.com and entering the time and place of birth that you're born on, and you will see a table, and below you see a chart, and below the chart there is a table. Just read what it says ascendant. It's abbreviated with ASC. See what sign is across it, what sign is your ascendant in, and listen for your ascendant is Gemini and you're in love with someone who is a Leo. Listen the prediction for Gemini and Leo, how they affect each other. And if you know the time of the person you're interested in, or your child or your brother-in-law, whatever, you can find if you know the time of birth, you can compare their ascendant to your sun sign to see how they will affect you. If you're Aries and if you have someone who has Virgo in their horoscope, say a few planets in Virgo, their sun or their ascendant, or say they have Saturn, Mars, and the moon in Virgo, or just the moon, this person will try to teach you the hard or the easy way how to solve practical problems in your life. And people don't usually like such influence. It's not the most romantic. For instance, I'm Aries. My sun is in Aries, and I have many planets in Aries, and my partner, he has a Virgo influence, very strong Virgo influence. So he falls in my sixth house. So it's all about get things clean, make sure everything is clean, make sure you go to the gym. Sixth house is the house very much about your daily routine, structuring your life, having order and consistency and structure in your life. And Virgos will try and teach this Aries, and this can exasperate Aries because they're messy, mad sign. They just think for the moment often. They live in their heads, they're idealists, while Virgo are practical, they're down to earth. They want to, they want you to think about practical, real things in life. Doesn't matter that you're fantasizing all day long, that you have many ideas. You have to fulfill your responsibilities in daily life. You have to be ordered, you have to be clean, so these people, when you're Aries attracting Virgos, they're there to teach you this. If you find yourself attracting many Virgos, like I do, many men with Virgo sun, or moon in Virgo, or planets in Virgo, ascendant in Virgo, it means God or the universe is trying to tell you, sort out your practical daily things. You're probably very messy, or probably don't have an order how to construct your day, or you don't probably have a very good regime, or maybe such people are there to collaborate with them for business so they can structure this side of your business, which is about the details, which is about the practical things, maybe the accounts, maybe about all the things that have to be done for the business that if you're the idea person and you're Aries, Aries ascendant or sun or moon, you need someone to think about the details, like a Virgo person. And you'll be very different, but this person can be extremely helpful for you. They can help you a lot with your work. They can help you a lot with achieving perfection. They can be great gym instructors for you, because sixth house is also about keeping the body alive, keeping the body healthy. All those daily regimes and routines like healthy eating, healthy food, body training, Virgo people will trigger the sixth house of yours, you know, and they can help you work on those areas of your life. Sixth house, let's say, is solving any kind of problem. So if an Aries feels, oh, I cannot solve it, it's too difficult, it's too complex, Virgo will tell you, Virgo will come and say, get yourself together. There is nothing you cannot do. You can overcome it. But you can have also friction with Virgo people. You can have more arguments, because sixth house is the house of enmity and arguments, the enemies, direct enemies, you know. So Virgos can often rub you in the wrong way. It can often trigger in you a bit of a negative reaction. They can be your arch enemies sometimes, you know, in marriage. Even your husband, if he's Virgo, you're Aries, or your Aries ascendant, he's Virgo sun, you know. You can be more arguments than normal between such people, more tensions, but they grow and they teach each other. Virgo will teach an Aries a lot of things. Virgo also can teach you about debts, about how to fulfill your debts to others, so they can bring more consciousness about work etiquette, work moral, about paying back what you owe to others, you know. And you might have also, Virgo might be there also to serve you and to help you in some ways, because they trigger your sixth house, because sixth house is the house of service, of others, of people that serve to you, of people that work for you as well. So you can, you know, hire Virgos or people who help you become more productive, who teach you how to work better, who teach you how to be more responsible when it comes to your duties, your material, financial duties in life. Okay, how will an Aries affect the Virgo then? If you have your ascendant or sun in Virgo, then Aries triggers the 8th house from Virgo. And 8th house is the other difficult house in astrology. It's the house of intensity and passion. So there is very strong sexual attraction often between Aries and Virgos for that reason, because 8th house rules these obsessive compulsive feelings and desires. Especially the Virgo person might feel this towards the Aries person, but the Aries person will be driving them mad, and the Virgo person will often be trying to fix them, to improve them, to make them more rational, more down to earth, more responsible, but at the same time they'll feel this intense sexual attraction towards an Aries strong person, you know, because they trigger Aries, triggers the 8th house of obsession, of infatuation as well. It's almost like uncontrollable energy that the Virgo doesn't know why, that it's not reasonable, but they can feel kind of an obsessive attraction towards that. And the 8th house is the darker side of life. So Aries can bring into Virgos like issues about taboo themes. It might be, maybe they will ask them for something that the Virgo feels very uneasy about. Maybe it might be even crime, or it might be, you know, extreme sex in some way, or anything which breaks the barriers of acceptability of Virgo. The Aries person can trigger those things in them, you know, there is this which can be fascinating for Virgo, which the darker side, Aries can trigger the interest in darker side of a Virgo person, but at the same time they can bring them down. Aries can stimulate Virgo to explore their darker side, which means to involve them in getting drunk, to involve them in drugs, maybe in some illegal stuff, or to involve them in reaching deep down and facing their own demons. The best role that the Aries can play for Virgo is to teach them to face their own demons and to stop escaping difficult and dark topics, to stop escaping especially psychological issues, and of exploring the deeper issues within. And the most negative way Aries can trigger a Virgo is by dragging them to those darker sides of life, to this more obsessive, darker, out of control states, or interest in life, like, you know, maybe exploring some S&M or something like that. And maybe getting a bit more obsessed about an Aries. And 8th house is also the house of change. So Aries comes into the life of Virgo to help them face changes in their life, to help them. If Virgo feels very comfortable in doing something the same way, or in following their routines all the time, Aries comes to challenge that, comes to tell you, you know, I'll shock you out of your system, I'll create chaos in your life, and I'll create total disruption in your life, so you can see, so I can bring you out of a comfort zone to face your biggest demons, to face your biggest fears, because 8th house rules our biggest vulnerabilities and fears. And Virgos often can feel quite vulnerable about Aries because they feel instinctively that the Aries will break something in them, will put them in some chaotic state, or will make them feel overpowered by desires, or by the darker side of life, or that they might not have more control in life, you know. But Aries will make Virgos much more deeper, intense people, much more psychological. They can even make them face the occult and explore the deeper sides of life, the occult sides of life, the more complex psychological issues between human beings, like manipulations, like sexual power, like anything which is, as I say, keep saying, the darker side. And Aries can really help Virgo, people with Virgo energy, Virgo ascendant or something like that, uh, to face their demons, to deal with addictions, to deal with obsessions. That's the best way Aries can help a Virgo. Or they can cause these addictions and obsessions to Virgo, which is like low consciousness. Aries would push a Virgo in that direction, you know. But by triggering this in their life, the Virgo person will be able to face this darker side of themselves and probably overcome it. But Aries can be great psychological. People with strong Aries can be great psychotherapists for Virgo people. They can be great, you know, they can help them explore the invisible realms of their subconsciousness, to heal pain from the past. And on the more mundane level, Aries can be a great source of financial luck for Virgo, especially if you have Virgo ascendant and you meet someone with many planets in Aries. This Aries person triggers your 8th house of sudden of finances from others. So Aries person can help you if you marry, if you're Virgo ascendant, so you marry someone with planets in Aries. These people can increase your finances. These people can bring more financial increase in your life through their own work, you know, or maybe some inheritance they can bring to you. So it's actually good when sometimes pairing for business partners, because between Aries and Virgo, because the Aries person can bring financial remunerations of these partnerships, whether marriage or business, and the Virgo person can help deal with the more problematic everyday daily problems that the business or marriage relationship can face, with like bills, or you know, paying, doing bills, doing accounts, all these kind of things that Aries are not very much into. So thank you very much, Aries and Virgo. It's an interesting combination and interesting energy between the two of you. You can teach so many things with each other, but you're gonna rub each other a lot, because these are difficult things that you're here to teach each other, you know, overcoming weaknesses, facing your biggest demons, learning how to deal with problems in life, and you know, practical issues in everyday life. So thank you very much.